them apart, but now they're together. They're two wacky gringos in all kinds of weather. When it's sunny, they're funny. When it's rainy, they're zany. They're two gringos who sometimes do bits. We're recording. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to you, sir. I'm Michael.
Hey, hello everyone.
Hi. That's Michael Schwartz, and I'm Patrick Reynolds. We're two Bit Gringos. Sometimes
you were frozen there for a second. Yeah, I'm Mike Schwartz, Patrick Reynolds here.
Yeah, that's us.
Playing bad cop today.
Bad. Well, I'm
How's everything going, Patrick?
Huh?
I see, you're at the beach again.
Often, this is where I spend almost all of my time in my mind, is at the beach. Yeah. How you doing this week, Michael?
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this is the first week where I've noticed from one trip in town, you know, that the government has made announcements that things are going to open up in the near future, next month in September, but particularly in October. I remember October 12th being the date that international flights will open up. I believe that's the right date.
Yeah.
So there is an air of optimism and happiness amongst the few people that I met in town.
Oh, nice.
Because it seems like, although this pandemic is not over by any means, but it seems like there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
To use that.
Any little bit of hope is a good thing. Any little bit of, possibility. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be an interesting.
We're hopeful that. Yeah, we're hopeful that things will get better, and this thing may come. It might be, 2021 when things come really back to normal, but there seems to be an end in.
Well, I think there is an end in sight. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It's a bus coming our way, but still, it's a light. No.
That's what they don't tell you. It's the express train.
Hey, I saw that somebody posted they paved my street there in Los Doranos in front of my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Paved your street?
Yeah.
You mean that little side street?
Yeah. It has a name. It's Avenue Ocho Norte. But,
Ocho Norte. Okay, great.
Ocho Norte.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a positive thing.
So finally, your demand, like if, I'm not coming back to Boquete unless they pave my street.
Exactly.
That actually worked. I can't believe it. So that threat worked.
Yeah.
The local government.
It always does. Don't threats, and belligerence. That always works.
Always. Oh, always work.
Okay. Let's, what? We have a guest today, kind of like we often do.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we should bring her in.
We often have guests.
All right.
We should bring her on. The mystery guests. Enter and sign in, please.
Enter and sign in, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheida Laivi, who is a very health conscious individual. She's into plant-based diets. And, I till I met her, I did not know bacon wasn't a plant. Hi, Sheida.
Hello.
Well, welcome to Two Bit Gringos.
I see.
I eat bacon like it's growing on trees.
Well,
thanks for having me, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to have you, Sheida.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah, here, right here. It's going to be kind of interesting because we seem to be having a few internet difficulties today. So since we don't really rehearse anything or script anything, just go with the flow. We'll see what happens. And eventually we'll turn it into something that's somewhat watchable.
Be like
Sounds good.
Be like a vegetable in the wind. you know, with the freedom of a vegetable, like a
Yeah.
corn stalk, something like
Eggplant. Just
Well,
waving
eggplant.
back and
Yeah.
forth.
So
Yeah.
you're a advocate-based diets. Is that correct?
Yes. A whole food plant-based diet.
whole food.
What does that mean? A whole food plant-based
Yes.
diet?
What does that mean?
So, you know, there's a lot of different categories people put themselves into when it comes to eating. Have you
Right.
noticed that? And so there's been this plant-based revolution, I like to call, and there's a bit of confusion as to what that really means, hence your question, right? Whole food plant-based only incorporates foods that are unrefined, unprocessed, and in their closest form to how they appear in nature. And sometimes people think plant-based is a lack of animal products, which it is. But then they load up on Oreos and they go to town on potato chips. And it's just kind of not, I'm a holistic nutritionist, so I advocate healthy eating for longevity.
Okay,
and
now you've
vitality.
shocked me by
No
one
problem.
thing that you've said.
Yes.
Because I happen to be a big poker fan. I know you're one. What does poker have to do with this? Well, there's a very famous poker player, Daniel Negreanu. I've seen him eating and saying it's okay to eat Oreos. So what the hell is your problem with Oreos? What is in an Oreo that is so bad that you can't eat an
Okay.
Oreo? Really?
Let me ask you something. What do you think that cream filling is made of if it's not made of anything milk related?
It comes from part of a cow, I'm sure. I'm not
No,
sure
but
which
it's
part.
vegan.
But have you
It's
checked?
vegan, which means it doesn't have any animal products in it. So what the heck is that cream filling? You tell me.
I don't know.
It's a
I don't
secret
know.
blend of chemicals, herbs, and spices, and probably something like xanthan gum, right? Or guar gum.
I think everything has xanthan gum now. But
Hmm.
point is focusing on things that kind of have the full nutritional matrix, you know, gives you all the vitamins and minerals you need rather than isolating things and refining them. And I make a lot of hand motions, as you've noticed, to
Very
kind
good.
of pick my
Noticed.
point.
I've
Does that make sense? That's what
Well,
the
if
vitamin looks like.
If it's going to make you feel more comfortable in your plant-based life, we will do the same.
A treat.
And you're active. Like, look, it just makes you want to be active.
Yeah.
And then
Excellent.
So
Well,
I'm guessing that you don't have a lot of TV dinners in your
I
shopping
used to.
cart.
Honestly,
If you ever go to the,
honestly,
you
my
go to the
whole
supermarket.
diet consisted
You ever?
of just processed food for my whole life.
were you,
Just this last year, since I've moved to Boquete, I've been entirely whole food plant-based. So I'm a newbie to this, but
well, what,
Let's pause a second, and Patrick has a whole list of questions for how you arrived in Boquete, since you mentioned that you're living here in
well,
Boquete.
yeah.
Patrick, real
Nick Boquete
young woman.
was a whole food mecca, a health food.
ooh,
Kind of, did that draw you, or was there some other reason? Why did you go to Boquete, Sheida?
well, for some reason I kept traveling to Latin America for several years. Something just kept drawing me back. I don't know if it was just a lot of color and loudness that I was attracted to, but I really liked it. And
You're like
Panama,
a kitty cat. Sparkly things
ooh,
attract you,
shiny. And so Panama was really not on my list, to be honest. I just kind of circulated. I would go to Costa Rica and Colombia a lot.
Yeah.
I just kind of would skip over Panama. And a friend who no longer lives here invited me to stay with them they actually had a place in Boquete. And I was in Colombia, and I figure, on my way back home, Vancouver, Canada, I'll just stop by. I'll just see what it's all about. But really, I didn't want to. So I just wanted to prolong my journey. And I ended up in Boquete, this little gem nestled in the mountains in northern Panama, which would have never been on my radar had my friends not extended the invitation. So I took it and I got a taste of all the little bits of Boquete, the nature, the food, the people, and the market. And I was just
drum circle.
The loud noises.
At a drum circle.
Mike, you were just, that was the icing on the cake there.
The icing. But you can't eat icing anymore,
I can
so.
eat plant-based, dairy-free icing.
Oh, people love plant-based icing. Really,
Hey,
it's a big
never
hit
know,
at kids' parties all
You
over
can
the
turn
world.
chickpea juice into whipped cream. Did you know that? You could turn chickpea juice into whipped cream. That's crazy.
Yeah, nobody wants that, Sheida. Nobody.
Does that not sound delicious?
When you're 7, little kids at the birthday party are going, "Can you make that chickpea whatever again?"
Well, I'm sure
Hey man,
Nobody.
with enough sprinkles, you can make kids eat anything.
I'm sure it'll be
By
great.
the way, this is non-alcoholic.
That's the
This is
secret.
ginger beer. I just want everybody to know. I'm just drinking.
That's the secret to your plant-based diet. Sprinkles. Sprinkles.
Straight vodka.
Why didn't you just say that?
Vodka
You
is
start with that.
This
I
is a
could get on
plant-based
board.
diet right here. I mean, it's vodka, it's ice, it's all you
It
need. 3 meals a
See,
day.
All
it's
right,
not so bad, is it?
Patrick, let
It's not
me
so
ask Sheida the one of the questions we ask everybody who.
Please.
What's your favorite place to go for a burger? And,
No, that's
that doesn't apply now. That.
You know what? There's some really cool things happening in town. Chef Chris Young is providing a plant-based burger and other meal options for people who are crazy like me, and kind of more variety in their diet. And there was one food truck that had one veggie burger, I remember, before all the craziness went down.
which
Really?
food truck was that?
You know, in that little square with all the string lighting right across from
Was
Taboo.
it the Cuban food truck?
Which one?
I know there's a Cuban.
Yeah, I think it was the Cuban one. So they had like
Cuban, yeah.
one. That's very good pronunciation. I think they had one. So if you look hard enough, you can find options for locals like me.
Well, you know what? It's really not that hard to eat more plant-based food in Boquete. The beef really isn't worth, faxing home about that much. So it's easy to avoid that for the most part. And I have had some plant-based burgers. They're delicious. The texture is a little strange, but the flavor is very nice. So, it's a viable alternative.
I mean, it's not even about just only having plants. Like I'm on the extreme end, but plant-based really just says I primarily fill my plate with veggies. And it's not, I'm not all about this like do or die kind of thing with that.
Now that I know that you throw sprinkles on everything,
only on your stuff, so you eat it.
All right,
and
run
a happy face and a heart.
Run this by me. Where do you shop, and or you just run into the jungle and pick stuff off the trees?
Stuff.
What do you?
Just every time the gardener cuts fresh grass, I just tell him to leave it on the side for me. No,
that's gonna be my lunch.
That explains the clean teeth.
I'm serving up the jokes for you here, Mike.
You're doing great.
We'll just lay back and let the jokes land.
Honestly, like every other type of diet in Boquete, you need to visit like at least 3 different places to get your whole grocery list.
Sure.
So with plants, that's not any different because honestly, actually answer your question, Patrick, that you asked earlier.
Oh.
Although I wasn't planning on coming to Boquete, I'm living here and loving living here because of that access to locally grown produce. And I actually know the people who are cultivating this food. So
How
it's
cool
just
is that?
connection. It's awesome. It's something that I don't get in the city. I mean, we have farmers markets and stuff like that, but I mean, ain't nobody got time for that. I never went to farmers markets, but now it's like my life. You know, it's just normal.
And you also have access to organic produce as well as, you know, the stuff that they spray down with the chemicals and all.
Totally. And it's just like there are these family-owned businesses, and they're growing the stuff with love, and then they're handing it to you. And the whole experience just makes cooking and eating that food so much better for me. I don't know. That's the biggest difference I've noticed.
Okay. Cooking. I'm glad you touched on cooking.
Yeah.
Tell me some of the things that you see, you're avoiding my questions entirely. Like,
I told you about the sprinkles. What more do you want?
I don't think your whole diet is based on going to Super Baru and getting a can of sprinkles, you know? So what is it that you're buying, or, you know, what are you cooking? How to tell me about it, because people you know, might be interested.
Well, I always got beans on the soak. All right. I got my kidney beans and my chickpeas like soaking and then ready for boiling, because I don't mess with canned goods. I don't know. I'm super extreme. But if you want to get canned beans and chickpeas, those are my two staples. Super high protein veggies.
Wow.
And people don't think of them as veggies. They just think of them as like gut explosion. And they're afraid of beans. And so they stay away. But that's why I soak them, because there's a layer on the outside that when you soak them, it gets rid of it.
Soaking for like a day, right? A day?
Yeah, 24-hour soak, and then a couple hours on the boil, and then you got some solid beans. And then I turn the beans into like bean dip and refried beans, and then the chickpeas into hummus, or I'll make it into like a
whipped
chickpea
cream
curry. It's all about meal prep. Once a week here, I'm just like a crazy chef in the kitchen. I'm just I got food everywhere. Things are flying. There's like sauce on me and on the dogs. It's crazy.
So you spend a whole day getting a week's worth ready.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll like plan. You know, I'll make stuff that could be repurposed into other stuff, so I'm not eating the same stuff every day.
Oh, all right.
It's really strategy when
well,
it comes down to it.
All right.
I don't know what happened.
Do you make anything that you might have to actually bite? You know, here I'm doing.
Oh, are you telling me you'd love a bowl of raw kale? Is that what you're telling me, Mike?
Of kale?
Just
no,
totally
I've heard
raw
that it's always
kale?
good to cook kale with olive oil, because that way it slides off from the frying pan right into the garbage. You know, very That's
well,
what I've heard.
That was A+. I'm not even mad about that.
I don't want
Some people are extreme in other directions. Yeah.
You're eating your plants and your sprinkles, and you seem very happy. I'm thrilled for you, you know?
You know, and look, you just keep munching on that meat, and you just, at the end of the day, gotta just enjoy whatever it is you're eating. I practice mindful eating more than just worrying too much about what I'm eating, because if you're not sitting and being present with whatever it is, whether it's plants, whether it's meat, whether it's a bowl of cereal, whatever, then you're not really eating it. You know, you're just
that's an excellent point. Sheida, no, mindful eating is something that we do far too little of. I mean, you know, I get a couple of bacon wrapped hot dogs, they're gone in 40 seconds, you know, maybe 30.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to remember to slow down and maybe once in a while bite into a head of lettuce or maybe some cabbage with sprinkles on. I don't know.
Once in a while.
But it's good for everybody to have kind of a balanced diet. You got to keep your energy up. Mike, are we going to invite Sheida over when it's time to harvest the bacon tree? I mean, you don't have to eat any, but it's fun
We
to
have
watch.
fields of bacon bushes and trees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, if it grows on a tree, then that's okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just
Oh,
want to make
yeah.
sure you, like, from time to time, you bite into an apple or something. I mean, I think you're making too many, soft, beany things that don't require
Are
teeth.
you looking for crunch?
Yeah, crunchy crunch.
Oh, okay.
Or
Looking for crunch, but you don't. Oh my gosh, I really don't think there's a lot of crunchy plant-based stuff that's not kale.
Oh, it's all kale. It's the fried kale that gets crunchy, right? Yeah.
Oh, let
Well,
me
what I made
reverse
the other-
something on you guys. I have a question for you.
okay.
Since we all had to hunker down and hang out at home for extended periods of time, did you find yourself doing more cooking in the kitchen?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I did. I lived in this house for maybe a year and a half. I never put anything in the stove. Never put one thing inside the stove.
That's called an up.
Now I'm making cakes. I just made cornbread yesterday. It's
Wow.
great,
You went
But
from
things,
zero to
like,
cornbread?
way past cornbread. I'm making all kinds of
Don't tell me you got a
cobblers.
sourdough starter. Don't tell me that.
No, that I don't.
That's advanced.
Maybe I should.
I'm not even on that.
Say that again, Sheida. You kind of broke
No,
up.
but I made, you know what I made the other, not with the oven, but I made hojaldras, which is the Panamanian fried dough.
Oh, fried bread. Oh, that's yummy.
Yeah, fried bread. Very fun to make, and it comes out good. I love them. Are they?
I minimize the fried stuff, but that sounds delicious, and
Yeah,
I'm just happy to hear that you're cooking.
Maybe
That's
you
what I
can
like
have
to
like a little meeting, like a little hojaldra and a little bean dip together would be fantastic.
Oh, like
Maybe,
a merging of forces.
merging,
Yes.
a
Yeah,
union.
why can't we all just get along?
Why can't
Meat
we all just
eaters,
get
plant
along?
eaters. Why can't
Yeah.
we just all be on
Yeah.
one plate together?
One
Yeah.
plate, yeah.
One plate,
We're
one
gonna
world,
have
one
like a
plate.
logo soon,
I think I'm
T-shirts,
putting up some T-shirts.
Are the three of us
Yeah.
starting a movement? Is that what's happening?
One world, one
Yeah.
plate.
We're gonna have beans. We're gonna have bacon. We're gonna
We're gonna have crunchy stuff. Don't worry, we'll have lots of
Crunchy
crunchy
stuff.
stuff.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be the plate
Oreos,
with those little
Sprinkles,
dividers
whatever
on it, though.
Those plates you had when you were 7 years old,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
dividers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, one plate
And Patrick, are you
with
cooking?
3 compartments.
I actually, I don't cook any more than before, but I probably do a lot of the cooking in our household, over 50%.
Oh, wow.
I had a great grandmother that I
If
learned
by
from.
cooking you mean martinis, yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I was kidding. This isn't vodka. It's gin. Way better than vodka.
Good.
Gin,
I
much
was
better.
about to start judging you.
It's got botanicals. But no, I'm used to cooking. I'm good with the concept. You name it, I could probably whip some up for you, even if it's plant-based.
Yeah.
Very nice.
From refried beans to chickpea sprinkles.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a great idea. I have a great idea, even if it's just for us 3.
Yeah.
And our partners. We did this once with Pilar's family. We have like a challenge, like a food challenge. We'll get together. It could be in my kitchen or your kitchen. Well, your kitchen, you probably don't have pots or pans or anything like that. But I was just kidding, Sheida. But we get together in my kitchen and we bring in some plant-based stuff and some other stuff, and we have like a challenge, and we try to make things out of like how many. You'll probably kill us in the bean category of the challenge, but we'll try to do
Anything
things
that you don't need teeth
sprinkle.
for, I got that category down.
For the what?
Anything you don't need teeth for.
Right. You know, like foods that you can suck.
You don't really look
Not
that
foods
old.
that
I
you
mean,
suck, but foods you can suck through a straw. Sheida is your woman for that.
No, but I like that. I love that concept of just
Right.
challenging yourself to
And then we'll
take a
work on
bunch
the
of
logo
random
for our
ingredients.
t-shirts, the one plate, skills along, you know, beans
I love
with
it.
bacon, and
this is
you
going to
know,
sound great.
Sign me
it
up.
sounds like a barbecue.
I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
For this.
All right, right on.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I got one more question for you, Sheida. I thought this is a
Yes.
question I thought Mike was going to ask. You just kind of happened upon Boquete. You didn't really do a lot of research in advance, right? When you got to Boquete, and you've been living there for a little while, a couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever, there's something that you had to find out on your own that nobody could have told you about, that no one, you know, hipped you up to in any way. What is just one of those things that you did not know you had to find out on your own?
Check your shoes for scorpions.
Nice. Excellent.
Just check them. Oh, and the other thing is, everyone is super nice, but you're gonna get the occasional cab driver who's gonna gringo you. So just make sure you decide on a price ahead of time.
All right.
Let's explain what gringo you means, because that,
Right.
that could be open
Right,
to
because that whole concept, like I became aware of that concept through that experience. I got a ride that should have probably cost, you know, $2.50, and I paid $5, which, you know, in my Western mind is like a great deal, you know, because it's at least $20 to go block to block in Vancouver. So he dropped me off, and then I told my friend how much I had paid, and my friend goes, "Oh yeah, you got gringoed."
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? And so, you know, at the end of the day, everyone's trying to make money. And if you're not from there, not familiar with how things work, then somebody might take that opportunity.
Well, was that here in Boquete with the taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, I have a worse taxi story, because I was in Panama City, and I asked, I wanted to go to Casco Viejo, you know,
Yeah.
and I wasn't familiar with the city at all. And a person, the owner of the Airbnb, said, "Yeah, it should be about $1 something," because it was fairly close, $1 or $2, something like that, you know. So not only did the taxi driver not take me to Casco Viejo, took me somewhere else and dropped me off. They charged me $10. You know, it was like $10. I was like, $10? I'm like, yes. Nah, I was like,
you got gringoed.
I was new to the country, so yeah, I got gringoed too. But that won't happen again. You know, you have to ask first.
Okay.
And by the way, they have Uber in Panama City, which is way better, way better.
Yeah.
Sorry, taxi drivers. But,
all right.
yeah.
Well,
They got Ubers.
Check your taxi prices first. Check your shoes for scorpions. I always shake my towel out because I've had some big old spiders right on the back of them sometimes. Do the spider shake. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, you're in good shape. Well,
honestly,
we're starting to run out of time. Shane, it's been great having you on the show.
It's been great to be here. You guys are doing an awesome thing, and I really love your videos.
Oh, thanks. You're the one.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Right. So are you convinced you're going to go plant-based now?
Absolutely. Well,
I'm convinced that I am not going plant-based. I am totally convinced.
Well, I'll make a community
message very
healthy for anyone who's interested in plant-based, who is new to Boquete and just wants some like-minded folks. There is a Facebook group called the Boquete Plant-Based Challenge, which was abandoned because of the pandemic, but the group still has over 200 members who sometimes will post about what they're cooking or a new piece of information about whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Well,
so
I will say that we both, Patrick and I, we had Chef Chris on the show,
Yeah.
and he was actually pushing sliders, meat sliders that he had the special challenge that he was doing.
Well, he covers
we
all
love
these,
Chef Chris. He's a great great addition to the community, great part of the community. Does so many things. So yeah, and I'm not surprised. He's so involved with food. By the way, I don't know if you ever have, Shade, I took some cooking classes with Chef Chris.
Yes.
Very, very good, because he got a lot of people interested in the Instant Pot. Have you ever seen the Instant Pot?
Yeah, we got one of those.
He's an Instapot advocate. Loves it.
Yes.
And he
I'm
wields
sure,
it. He wields it like
Pot
a
doesn't
tool.
care if you just throw beans in there. You can just throw beans in there,
You can cook
pot
beans
doesn't
and
care.
rice at the same time.
Doesn't care. It's gonna.
Oh yeah. Do you
out
eat rice?
An amazing meal.
Do you eat rice, Sheida?
I eat rice. I eat pasta.
Right. So rice and beans, is that like?
I eat whole wheat stuff and brown rice, but yeah, I eat normal people stuff.
All right, just tell me, we have a couple of minutes. What do you eat for breakfast? What's like a typical breakfast like?
Oh, I like to switch it up. I'm all about variety. So one day I'll have chocolate oat flour pancakes. Another day I'll have oatmeal with sliced fruit and cocoa nibs. Another day I'll do like a really badass smoothie. Another day I'll do arepas, which is like a Colombian corn flour pancake. And I'll put my sloppy bean stuff on it with some avocados and some salsa.
Well,
and it's a savory dish. It's yummy.
You sold me on that. Breakfast sounded great, really.
How about breakfast is Sheida's? I will turn you into a plant-based advocate.
I'd like an order of the pancakes, please.
All right, how about quick lunch? Just lunch, because lunch and dinner is like the same kind of, so just give me a couple ideas for lunch.
Man, lunch, I love a big salad or a big soup and a sandwich. So I'll do like a faux tuna salad by taking those chickpeas and mixing it up with a little bit of tahini and mustard and salt and pepper and some chopped up celery and onion. And it's got that crunch you're looking for, Mike, and it's yummy.
Well, Sheida, when I post
soups.
this,
get the soups in. Soups
when I
are
post
such
this
a good one.
on YouTube and on the Facebook pages, do me a favor and put some of your menu in the comments.
Yeah.
Put some of your stuff in the comments below, because that'd be really cool. I gotta say, I have the discipline of a 2.5-year-old, so it's going to be hard for me to say, well, I can't do any more meat products, but I will endeavor to include more plant-based products into my diet, even if it's an extra slice of tomato on my double bacon cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, I love that attitude. It's one step at a time, guys, right?
Yeah, baby steps.
You said you make hummus, right? Hummus, and do you make falafel too? Falafel?
Hummus and falafel. Yes. Well, I don't really. I do baked falafel. So I try not to fry a lot of stuff, and it's amazing. You can bake everything that can be fried.
You really can. That's true.
Yeah, I'll make that out of like quinoa and beans and a little bit of oat flour, and I'll make these little balls.
Wow.
And then, cool. Seasoning goes
You should
a
do a
long
class
way.
too.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of interest, I'm sure.
I should do what?
A class.
Oh,
more classes.
Well, I'll consider it. Maybe something virtual.
Why not?
For the folks.
Yeah. I did, Gabrielle and I started that month challenge, that plant-based challenge.
I know.
Deal. And it was going great for like 2 weeks. But then really what we need, and I think a lot of people need, is more step-by-step how to, different things to have and how to have variety menus. So that's about it. All right. Yeah, I'm getting
that. Also, how to have variety without having to cook every second of their life, because nobody wants to do that.
Exactly. In about 10 seconds, this is going to shut us off completely. And Sheida, thank you so much for being on the show. Mike, as always, it's great. It's been cool.
Sheida.
Have a great
Thank you.
Okay. Great.
You too. Bye.
Bye.